What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Hey, if you're new, thank you for watching. Before I even get into this video, I really just want to say Happy New Year, everybody. Like, we made it to another year. 2020 has been so crazy. But like, if you're watching this, I just want to say that I'm happy that you made it. We went through a lot last year, from being in a whole pandemic to losing a lot of people. So if you're watching this, I just want to say, use these times for real to like become at one with yourself. Make sure you're enjoying like every single moment as possible. Stay safe because the world is just really crazy out here, for real, for real. But like I said, Happy New Year, and thank you for clicking on this video in general. So today's video is gonna be about my plant babies. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about me being a plant mom, about like the different types of plants that I have, me naming them. I'm gonna talk about propagating and repotting as well, and just like my simple plant maintenance in general. So yeah, we're really just gonna hop into this video. So I'm gonna first start off by talking about how many plants I have and what made me want to become a plant mom in general. So I only have 10 plants right now, and they're all in my living room area, like on my plant stand and on my little plant table that I have over there. And y'all, 10 plants is nothing. Like, I really want 50 to 100 plants like all over my apartment. But right now I just have 10, and like I'm working my way on up. Okay, y'all, so over here is my little plant sanctuary, and I purposely like just keep them all over here just so they can get like all the sunlight that they need. Every now and then I'll move a couple on my coffee table, but for the most part I keep them here in the morning so they can get all of the sun. And over here, like a little spray bottle so I can just spray their leaves, because instead of just like giving all the water to the soil, I like to just, spritz their leaves too, just because it's something that I like to do. But I really wanted to become a plant mom because, number one, I love nature, like, and I'm also like the type of person, I like feeling at one with things, and I love like being able to watch plants grow. Something about it that just makes me happy. It's weird, like I can't describe it, but when that you contributed to like the success of it, it's cool. And like, plants just give you like a nice aura inside of your space. So one thing about me, I graduated from a humanistic psychology department, and there we basically like looked a lot at holism and how people as a whole are just more than the sum of their parts or whatever. Like, so instead of looking at individual little things about a person, you basically look at the entirety of somebody, and your environment is a part of your entirety. So with me, I just try to make sure that I'm in a peaceful state of mind and in a peaceful environment where I feel happy and zen. And that's one reason why I have my plants, because like they really do just to make me feel happy. So another reason why I love being a plant mom is because I feel like plants are low maintenance children. I just give them their water, I give them their adequate amounts of sunlight, and I see them grow and flourish. And that's just like something that I just love about plants. All right, y'all, so now I'm about to just show y'all all of my plants, and I'm gonna tell you their names, and I'm gonna show you like where I keep them, like right here in front of this big window in my living room. Right now it's nighttime, so y'all can't really see like how much sunlight it gets. And my little patio door is like right there. So my plants get a lot of sun. That's something that I really do like. So let me just go and start showing y'all. Okay, so the first one I'm about to show y'all is my money tree. And y'all, I love her because when I first got her, she was only probably like this tall. Like, y'all can't really see my hand, but she's probably like this tall. And she has been growing. Like, I recently repotted her, and I'm gonna show y'all the pot I had her in so y'all can just understand. Do y'all see how small this pot is? She was in here. So that just goes to show you, she has been growing like crazy. Like, she loves being right here in the sun. Her name is Monet, by the way, because she's a money tree, Like, at first I was gonna name her like Moolah or something like that, but Monet, like money. Well, this is one of my lucky bamboo stalks. His name is Chosen. Whenever I got him, he was probably about like this tall, and at first I was thinking like he was not growing because this one little part hadn't sprouted out like my other one. But then I was looking at it one day, I was like, dang, this thing has gotten super tall as well. And you know, they don't really need like a whole bunch of sunlight or anything like that. They really like grow as long as they're in some water, you know, with like a little bit of rocks in it. And like this plant, it doesn't really require soil, which is cool. Yeah, like growing, period. I like change the water in this probably every week, at least one time a week. In a minute, I'm thinking about cutting like part of it and propagating another one. So I'm gonna see how that goes, and I don't like get back on here and talk about it with y'all, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking about doing that. This is Solomon. He is a parlor palm, and this one is not technically mine, but he lives here. I make sure he grows. Okay, so this is my bonsai tree. Her name is Soul. Bonsais, they really like represent peace and harmony in an environment. So like I decided to like name her Soul because I just felt like it was something that's like deeply rooted. So whenever I was doing my research on these plants, you know, I was seeing that there's some bonsai trees that are like 800 years old, which is crazy. But at the same time, this is literally like a real tree. It's just like miniature, and it's like shaped by someone, and it's like meant to like stay small. But it's so funny because whenever I got this tree, it was one of the first plants that I had in my apartment, and I just felt like my tree was never growing. Like I felt like it was dying like all the time, and I had to like really realize how to keep it alive and do my research about it. So basically I learned like my moss and the soil, it needs to stay moist or whatever, because it is a tree at the end of the day. And yeah, like it's been sprouting new, these light green leaves are all new. And yeah, I'm so happy that it's growing, because I promise I thought this thing was dying, y'all. Like, I mean, as you can see, it's looking pretty bare, but whenever I bought it, it didn't have all the leaves in the world. But yeah, it's starting to grow, so I love it. So yeah, this is Soul. I keep her up here. She needs some sun, y'all. This is one of the babies that needs sun. This is another one of my lucky bamboo stalks. Her name is Seven, so that's chosen. This is Seven. She's really growing. As you can see, like I was talking about right here, she sprouted out. This was not here whenever I got this bamboo. It only had this part sprouted, but this is the sprouted since I got it. And it's also gotten taller. So I'm kind of thinking about like tying these two together, but I'm not sure. But like I said before, I'm thinking about like cutting it probably right here and just letting it grow up. So we're gonna just see. All right, this is my aloe plant. This is Sunny. Sunny was actually my first plant, and I recently repotted him as well into this bigger pot because he was really outgrowing his other pot. This is the pot that I had him in, and this is like a pot that I actually hand painted. It's just a clay pot or whatever, but I painted this a sunset, you know, like I said, his name is Sunny. And yeah, when I first got him, he literally just was fitting in this pot. Like he wasn't really that big. And now he's literally just growing. Like I promise y'all, it seemed as though like whenever I repotted these plants, they just like had a growth spurt, and they've just been taking off ever since. And these leaves were actually once like standing up, but now I guess that they're in a new pot and everything, they're just able to droop. This is Ivy. She's growing a lot. And this is Stevie. So I actually named these plants after the person that I got it from. Her name is Stephanie. Shout out to Stephanie. I actually propagated these plants. So at her house, she had a huge begonia, and she gave me like a little stalk of this begonia right here. And when I got it, it only had 1, 2, 3 leaves. since I've had it and like propagated it, it's grown all these leaves, and it has a new one that's growing right here, as y'all can see. And I got this one at the same time. Like I literally just cut the little stalk in two, and I propagated this one as well. And there were no leaves actually on this one, so these two leaves have began to grow. And I love these plants so much. It was just really dope getting them because I was able to like really grow a plant from another plant. That was my first time really doing that. What I did was I kept the plant in like a little cup of water, and I let it stay there till like it rooted. It had like a lot of roots that began to grow like on the stem. And I could have like put it in a pot with some soil like sooner, but I let it get to about like 2.5, 3 weeks. Like once the plant got a lot of roots, that's when I knew, okay, cool, it's definitely time for me to put this in a pot with some soil so it can really flourish and grow. And that's exactly what I did. This was really, really a cool experience. Propagating is super dope, y'all. Like, it's really, really dope. Just being able to take a part of another plant and being able to grow your own is just such a cool experience. And you can do that, like, if I wanted to, I could literally, like, cut another piece of the stem and put it in some water and keep it there for weeks until it grew roots, and then I could make another one of these plants. And I'm actually thinking about doing that. But for right now, I'm gonna just keep growing these and see how big they get. This is a Luna Croton. I literally recently got her. Her name is Luna, literally. I love the moon. Like, if you know me, you know I love the moon. And you know, Luna is moon in Spanish. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna just keep it what the name basically is. And this has like a little wick at the bottom. I'm gonna end up like repotting this, but it already has soaked up the water that I put in here. And I kind of like keeping these little things. I'm end up taking it out of the plant, but I love keeping these to tell me like how I should take care of the plants. Like, this is a highlight plant, so that's why I have it right here in front of this window so it can absorb all that sunlight, so it's gonna start growing. And I love getting plants when they're tiny because I like to grow them myself. Last but not least, this is my big baby. This thing big. This is Cairo. Cairo is a yucca cane, which is basically, you know, this is like essentially a palm tree, basically. I named him Cairo because it means victorious. And just in general, I love that name. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like this was like a big, nice, sturdy plant, like, that's like the king plant in my apartment, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just was like, let me go with the name Cairo. Like, this is the victor. This is the one, okay? Like, I wonder how tall this thing is gonna get. We're gonna see. But yeah, I really need to repot him, to be honest, because this isn't big enough for him. He really needs more room to grow and flourish. I want to talk about how I take care of my plants. So basically, all I do is water my plants, and I make sure they are getting adequate sunlight. That's very important. Thing that I try to do, I water my plants at least one time a week for sure, of course, but I don't want to overwater them because, you know, when you overwater plants, you can also kill them. So I water them at least once a week. And some of my plants, like if they're like high maintenance, like most of my plants are really low maintenance, like my bamboo plants, as you know, they're already in water. So sometimes I'll give my plants water twice a week. Like, it really just depends on the amount of water that I gave them the last time I watered them, because I try to, you know, I keep it minimal. I don't want to overwater them. And something that I do that I like, that kind of helps me out, is I get these little planters and I fill these up with water, and then it lets the plant drink what it needs. So the plant will literally take the amount of water that it wants from the bottom, which is pretty dope about these. I highly advise these because it is a dope way for the plants to literally get that water straight to the root and it drink what it wants and how much it wants. So that's something that I really, really love about those. Also, like I said, I always keep my blinds open every single day whenever I go to work. So another thing that I do with my plants, I talk to my plants. I feel like talking to your plants is important because they're living things, you know what I'm saying? So I get close to each and every one of my plants. I speak good things into them. Like, I let them know, hey, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see you flourishing. I see you growing. You go, girl. You go, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally talk to them. Like, it might sound crazy, but no, like, I speak good things into my plants because I feel like they need that. You know what I'm saying? They are living things at the same time. So yeah, talking to your plants, I feel like is very important. Just like giving them names, you know what I'm saying? Like letting them have their own individualism. I think giving them names is important because even plants, yeah, like it might sound crazy, but plants have personalities. I promise you, plants can be dramatic. Like one day, like I said with my bonsai back there, so will be losing all her leaves one day, and I'm just like, okay, what's up? What do you need from me? Tell me. Like they can't talk, but what do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? And I just go, I talk to her, water her little moss, make sure it's moist and wet. You know what I'm saying? Then the next day I'll see some new little tiny green leaves budding. So I think it is sometimes a good thing, you know, keep these little tips that your plants come with, because one thing that I definitely do, I'm not shy to use Google. I'm not shy to use Google at all. I try to make sure I'm looking to see, okay, how much water should I be giving my plant a day? Like, I love the pots that I get because the extra water will fall down here to the bottom, and then that soil will soak up whatever it needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, another thing for new people that are just like starting out for real, because I'm still starting out. I mean, I've been having my plants for a minute, but one thing about it, you can start out with low maintenance plants. Like this aloe was like my first plant. It was really low maintenance, and my bamboo plants as well. My aloe, I don't even have to tend to him so much because he just does his thing. Really consider all my plants low maintenance, I'm not gonna lie. But like my money tree, I know that I try to make sure I'm tending to her, you know what I'm saying? Like, so she can get what she needs, and that's why she's popping out over here. Cairo is really low maintenance as well, but that's why I have my little planters. So that water, I know, like, okay, I can't overwater it because, you know, it's gonna just drink from the bottom from what it needs. Okay, so now we can talk repotting. So it's very important for you to repot your plants, because if your plant is outgrowing the pot that is in, it's like basically hindering the growth of the plant. So you want to make sure it has enough space and room to grow. The new roots have room to, you know, grow. You want to make sure your pot is big enough for the plant. Now, if you don't want your plant to get as big as whatever it's getting, then you can keep it in the little pot. It's gonna grow as much as it can inside of the pot size that it is in, you know what I'm saying? So make sure your plant has enough room to grow. Repotting is very important. That's why I had to repot a lot of my plants, and I'm finna have to repot some more in a minute. And then propagating. Propagating is very cool. It's simple and easy. Really, it depends on the type of plant that you have. You know, you just look it up. But with me, like I said, I've just propagated my begonias, and yeah, I just had it in some water, and I just let the roots sit there and grow, and it just did its thing. You know what I'm saying? And after that, that's when you plant it in your soil, and you go from there. And my bamboo, I'm gonna try to do the same, but I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna make another video showing you all exactly how I propagated it. And I'm gonna like take footage of, you know, the plant actually growing its roots and doing, you know, the stuff it needs to do in order for it to be repotted into something bigger so it can really grow and flourish. But so if you don't have any plants, I definitely suggest that you get you 1, 5, 100, like get you a couple for real, because they really will generate like some happiness and growth in general, like realistically into your life. You know what I'm saying? Like even my money tree, I literally got that because it literally promotes growth and prosperity within your life. So I was like, oh, I had to have that, like had to. So yeah, like get you some plants. But yeah, like I said, this one was definitely for all my plant lovers. Even if you aren't a plant lover and you're just interested in becoming one, I definitely suggest it. You could just look and just see what's like a super easy plant for you to take care of. Like all of my plants, they're pretty easy. And yeah, I'm looking to get some more, but let me know how you all like this video. Let me know, like I said, if you want to see me propagate another plant, how I repot plants, or just anything. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And you know, feel free to comment down any type of topics that you would like for me to discuss on my channel, because I definitely plan on posting more like holistic and mental health awareness videos this year, because like I said earlier, 2020 was a crazy year. So I just feel like 2021 definitely needs to be like a year of healing. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in for the next video. Thanks so much.